people. Welcome back to my podcast, The Journey of a Girl in Her 20s. Today we are going for a more chill, fun vibe, baseball, games. So I have a few questions here, 6 questions that, are meant to be answered by me so that I can share just different experiences that I've gone through in life and maybe you will relate. Who knows? Let's get into it. Okay. Question number 1. I never thought this would be the first one. What's something you thought you'd never survive, but now you're out here thriving? Something I thought I never would survive, and honestly, I thought it was ridiculous at the moment when I was going through it, and I still think it's ridiculous, even though I thought I would never survive it, was that I had a relationship that I cherished so much. I had put in all the work. If I tell you, it had gone 4 years, and I had invested my all, my time, my emotions, like my vulnerability. I had shown this person everything, and at the end of the day, it did not work out the way I wanted it to work out. So when it ended, I had, should I say, a withdrawal. I had a period of, when you're like possessed, should I say that? Or when you're going, it felt like I had used drugs. It felt honestly like I'm going through a withdrawal. And that is one moment I never thought I would survive. Proceeding, thank God, this one is easy. What outdated personality trait you still hold on to? This is the Rwandan in me that holds to the trait that thinks if you're calm, if you're quiet, then you're ladylike, which I don't think really should be limiting anybody. If you're loud, if you're out there, you should be out there. But sometimes when I enter like a place where there are like grown-ups, different people, like especially people above my age, I have a tendency to lower myself, minimize myself, and that way it makes me feel like, I'm relating with them. I don't seem like a threat, and that is a very outdated personality trait that I hold on to, because at this age and time, I shouldn't be holding myself back, especially when I have an opinion. It's better to talk and actually get corrected if I'm wrong. So yeah, that's the personality I still hold on to. Phew. Next, let's sip some drinks. If your ambition had a voice, what would it be? Beyonce, I think. Because I have a big ambition, bro. I think I am meant for a purpose. Like I have a big vision. And if it had to scream, it would scream in Beyonce's voice. And luckily enough, I'm trying to find that voice inside me. And I hope anybody out there that feels like their dream is big, they find their Beyonce. Not necessarily Beyonce, obviously, but like something that you relate to. For me, I relate to Beyonce. And the song I've been relating to lately is Diva.
Diva is a female version of a huss.
And that song empowers me every day when I wake up because it reminds me of what my goal is, where I want to be, and that no matter what, if it doesn't work out in life the same way you want it to work out, sometimes your voice can be silenced in rooms and you feel like you will never find it. Especially when you're like very young, there's like so many expectations, so many people wanting you to do such things, so many expectations, did I mention? And sometimes you might lose your voice in the echoes of those expectations from other things. So, sort out the echoes. Sort out the echoes that make you feel like empowered and that you want to be this person, the person that is supporting your dreams. I'm not saying feedback is a bad thing. I'm just saying select the right echoes. Next, if your 20s were a movie title, what would the title be? Tell me lies. If you have watched it, you know exactly why I'm saying this. Because like I mentioned, I was in a relationship, invested in the relationship, and mind you, I was in my early 20s. I wanted something real, genuine. And you know, when you grow up, you think, I want to have a family, and you see a person and you're like, damn, it's happening. And then you invest in that person. So Tell Me Lies would be my title, but like I'm trying to change it to Friends. If you've watched the rom-com Friends, I'm trying to, alter my life to Friends because if I were in Friends, this would be my third season of Friends. And I'm trying to catch up with the 2 seasons that I've already wasted in the Tell Me Lies. I'm changing my storyline. And I hope somebody out there can change their storyline too. Anyways, what mindset shift felt like a betrayal at first, but ended up saving you from yourself? Damn, ibibazo biranakomeye rero. Mindset. The mindset that I should follow the the journey that has been set for a random woman. You were born, you were raised because I have a very Christian background and very cultured family. So there is like so many expectations that have been put there for me. And sometimes I'm never gonna meet these expectations because I was raised in a modern world different from what my parents were raised from. So I have different experiences and I am learning to live those experiences without the guilt that I am betraying my parents or betraying my core values that were inserted in me when I grew up. For example, the first time I got my nose piercing, it felt like a betrayal. Even like my head kept telling me, are you really going to be going in public with that nose piercing? But I like it. I really loved how it looked on me. And I did not betray my values when I did. And so like I'm unlearning, what values means, but like defining them accordingly, depending on my experiences. And sometimes it feels like a betrayal. Now, the last time. If life gave you a do-over button, which moment are you pressing it for? Do-over. I don't know if I would press that button because me living in that moment has made me who I am today, and I am so grateful for the experience. But if I were to do it over, because like to undo it, everything, I would undo the year 2022. Yes, I would undo that year completely. That year had a very big shift. Well, we had finished high school 2019, sorry. 2019, I had finished high school. 2020, COVID came in. And we had a very big gap here. And when that gap year came along, I was a very academically excellent student when I was in high school. But like when I went to college in I don't even remember, bro. I don't remember when I first went to college, but it's around 2022, 2021 or 2022. Anyways, when I got to college, I had so many experiences between that gap year that had happened that I had forgotten how to be a student. And so when I got there, I failed my modules, I lost my purpose. I was literally flying through life when I realized, it hit me in 2023 that I have lost so much and that there was no way I can go back. I was repeating classes. I had to pay for repeating the classes. Almost nearly lost my scholarship, which I actually did lose my scholarship. But God, made ways that I found myself again in another school. I had to start over, go through school again. But mind you, I hadn't even learned then. I kept doing the same nonsense I was doing in the previous college. Almost also nearly lost my scholarship. In 2023, I had to repeat a semester because I was still doing the same nonsense. And so when I did repeat that class, I started, to lock in. And in this whole period, I realized I am overdoing the fun and forgetting the purpose that is my life. So, I would undo 2022 or probably 2022, 2023 in between, and I would start from 2024. Overall, what I learned from that mistake is sometimes you gotta do it even if it feels like it's not fun. Even if it feels hard, you have to get up, go, study, so that you can, keep up your goal. Because you may think, okay, it's harmless, I'm oversleeping, or like I'm spending the night out, I will skip this class, it's harmless. It is not to be quiet. No, you will feel that harm 2 semesters after when you're repeating that class now. And like, it's so harmless. It feels harmless because it's fun. You're vibing with your friends. Most of your friends are probably even making it, or you're in the same range. But like, it feels kubera ko ari Kigali mwese muri kubikora. But the consequences, you will face them alone. So yeah, that's the lesson I've learned. Don't do something in a group just because it's fun, because the consequences will be tackling you alone. So yeah, those were my questions today, and I would love to hear from you guys in the comments. Tell me, what were your valuable lessons you learned between your 20s? Because I'm still in my 20s, but like mid-20s. I'm asking you, if your ambition had a voice, what would it be? What lesson have you learned so far? And, like, share, subscribe, comment. Give me your feedback. Thank you for watching.